on creating your ultimate life. As you know, my goal this year is to help you. You and 250 million people. What do I care about that? I sat and thought about that last night and this morning. And I thought, part of me, the part maybe that doesn't like doing work, although I don't think of it that way. But anyway, something in me said, oh, do I really have to do this? And the answer is, of course not. You don't have to do anything. You can sit and do nothing. Well, that doesn't last very long. It's not very satisfying. Right? Okay, you can binge watch every television program that there ever was. And the only reason television programs, movies are interesting to us is because they reach in and touch some evocative emotion. Or sometimes they're an escape. Escape? What do we need to escape from? Well, idea of escape means you're somewhere you don't want to be, some painful reality you don't like. Oh, it sucks. And so you want to escape. I used to do that with drugs. A lot of people do that. With substances, with movies, with shopping, with gambling, with, whatever. So what are we doing? Well, you do get to do what you want. And that's the thing. So many people live in the idea, I don't have a choice. I don't get to do what I want. That's not true. At this moment, you're doing exactly what you want. Weighing all things. I need to pay rent, so I got to go to work. What if you said, I get to pay rent, so I love to go to work? It's not just semantics. It's a wild and complete change. I got an email this morning from a friend who's a coach also, and he works with high performers like I do, athletes. He's done a lot of work with athletes, but also with executives. And the focus, he said, a lot of time is spent focusing on turning on your game face. Now, a game face is a sports term that means, boom, you're all in, you're focused, you're here, 100%. And I recognize that feeling because in the position, one of the positions I used to have, actually two of the positions, most high pressure, I got paid a lot, but most high pressure, where there were a lot of people with competing views and a lot of negativity, and not trusting of other parties and stuff, because there was a lot of money at stake, billions and billions of dollars in some cases. And I had to run those meetings and not just run them in terms of facilitate angry discussion, but I had to get to an outcome and get some agreement and move forward. And so I had a game face. And a game face wasn't a way that I looked or a way that I sounded, but it was total and absolute focus and clarity of purpose. Now, you don't have to have that. You can live without clarity of purpose. You can live just getting by day to day if you want to. And sometimes we confuse the thought of being in the moment, present, fully present, with having no goals. It's not true at all. You have goals, whether you've articulated them or not. Maybe the goal is just to get through today or get through this difficult situation. Maybe there's a nagging yearning of I need to get more clients if you're a coach or a salesman of any kind, saleswoman, a salesperson. I need to get more clients. I need more money. Oh, or maybe you've got a struggle, health struggle. Oh, I got to get past this. You have goals, whether you articulate them or not. What is your relationship to the goal? Do you dread it? Do you hate it? Or do you love it? Do you lean into it? Do you feel it every day? A goal is a living, touching thing. You can get into it and taste it and have it be part of your life. And you can feel the nuances and energy of the goal change, where the resistances are and where the pricklies are and where the easy parts are and where the parts you like and the parts you think you don't like. And you know what? It's all a story. It's a beautiful and wonderful story. It's called the story of your life. Now, I have a song that'll be out one of these days soon. It's done already. It's on Spotify. It's called I'm Still Me. I'm Still Me. And it's not today, tomorrow, sometime in the next 3 or 4 days. And if you've been watching, I've been putting songs out every day now for a little bit, just 2 or 3 days. And I'm going to keep trying to do that every day. And I say try because it takes a lot of editing and work. And so I might skip a day now and then. But anyway, I'm Still Me's coming. And you know what the first verse says? The story of my life is in the blood and tears upon the wall. Now, that's just a visual representation of the story of my life and your life is written in what we've done. I called it blood and tears because that's where the struggles usually are. And I've had a lot of that in my life, and maybe you have too. So what's the point? Well, the point is to make conscious choices, because you're doing what you want. Whether you believe it or not, or whether you admit it or not, you are. You're doing exactly what you want right now. And if you disagree with that, or if you get upset when I say that, then do something different. Like, you are doing what you want. It may or may not be producing an outcome you imagined, but that's like me wanting to be able to do 100 push-ups and I don't get on the floor and do push-ups. I don't practice. Or me being able to play the piano better, or perform, or sing, or create videos, or write books, or whatever, and I don't do it. So I want it, but I don't do it. Well, then I don't really want it, because if I wanted it, I'd go do it. Think about being hungry. If you're hungry, you get up and go get something to eat. Why? Because you want to. So if you take all the energy you spend fighting with truth and reality and transmute it or change it or redirect it into getting what you want by doing what is required, we spend so much effort and energy trying to get what we want some back way. The term hacking has become so popular, like, okay, I've got to find a hack. A hack. Well, there's nothing wrong with finding the best way to accomplish something. And if that's a hack, then yay, long live the hacks. But what we often mean is I want to find a shortcut that's not so hard, that's easy, that makes it me not have to try as much, and it's just the royal road to geometry. There isn't one. There may be a shorter and better way to get to wherever you're trying to go than you're on the road you're going. Fine, find it. But if you spend all the time looking for hacks, you're never going to get there. If you spend all the time avoiding doing the work required, you're never going to get there. Think of lifting weights. If I want to get to a certain weight and I look for hacks, that's fine. I may be able to find them a little bit way different, way to stand or form or nutrition or something different. That's fine. It may help me. But if all we do, or if most of our time is spent looking for the easy way, forget it. You're never going to get to your goal. Goals take work. Now, yesterday I talked about surrender, and today I put the title of this as peace. And, I've been jumping up and down here for the first half of this talk, and you may think, what the heck? This isn't about peace. Well, it is. It is. And it follows right on surrender. Now, the surrender trail is a phrase that I coined in the book, Walking Without Fear. And I would invite you again to read that book. If fear is bothering you, if worry or fear or embarrassment or holding yourself back, any of those ways of phrasing that, imposter syndrome, if any of those things are wrecking your life or getting in the way of you living happy and free and joyful, then Walking Without Fear is a perfect book for you. So here's the surrender trail. Step one is surrender. We talked at length about that yesterday. And if you didn't see that, go back. I put it up 5 times yesterday, just because I wanted as many people as possible to be able to see it. But here's the key. Surrender isn't giving up. It's not abdicating. It's not quitting. It's not capitulating. It is trusting. Substitute the word trust. I don't mean blindly trust. I'll close my eyes and let go and let God and the universe is going to fix everything. Garbage. Garbage. Surrender means to trust that there is a plan and a path for you, that however thorny and messy it is, there is a way through. Now that's the key. There is a path. However thorny and messy, it is a way through, and that path will give you perhaps the greatest development and growth. Now, if I trust, or if you do every day, that there is a path, there is a divine plan and path, regardless of how thorny it is, I can get through, and that all of that struggle will make me the best person I can be, then I have nothing to worry about. And so what I surrender is my worry, my fear, my nervousness, my second guessing, everything. So I surrender to the truth that I just said, the trust. There is a path. The thorns are, however thorny it is, there's a way through. And the thorny process is going to give me the best person. I know that's true because I've gone through all my own trials and tribulations, as have you. And when people ask me, and they do all the time, what would you change? The answer is nothing. Love it, just like it is. Why? Because it got me here. And I don't know if any other choices would have got me here, but those got me here. I'm happy. I'm delighted. I'm thrilled. I'm excited, ecstatic, dancing every single day. Yeehaw. Even when I get up and I think, oh, I'm tired, my back hurts or my leg hurts. All true, because I've got that leg thing and I've got a cane and I'm limping and some stuff. I don't care. I love it all. Now, when you get through with surrender, it isn't, you never get through with it. It is a state of being. You choose to trust. That is surrender. It is a choice to trust. It doesn't mean any of those other things. The second step on the surrender trail is peace. Now I'm finally getting to today's topic, and we'll spend the last few minutes digging into it. What is peace? Well, a statement in my P-text says, I am peace, because unconditional surrender, unconditional trust, creates calm certainty. And that's why surrender leads to peace. When you choose to trust that there's a divine path and plan, that however thorny it is, there's a way through, and that path will give you your highest development and greatest joy. Like, you can choose to believe that anytime you want, right? It is our second guessing, our arguing with reality, our thinking, well, maybe there's another way, or maybe I did it wrong, or why did God do thus and such, or why did they, whoever they is, do thus and such. All of that energy is a total and absolute waste of time. Unconditional surrender, unconditional trust, those three things, right? There is a path. However thorny there's a plan. And however thorny the way is, there's a way through. And that thorny path will get you the most results, including cash, if that's what you're worried about. You'll have enough. Purpose, prosperity, and joy, you'll have that. When you know that, then a great peace settles over your soul. Because there's nothing to worry about. All of that churning and worry. Am I on the right path? How come this is so hard? I'll never get through it. It's going to break me and destroy me. What would happen if you eliminated all that? If you knew there was a plan and a path and you were on it? And if you knew absolutely that all the thorns and pitfalls and nonsense, that there was still a way through? And if you knew that all that stuff is going to result in your not only highest development, but your greatest joy. I want you to think about that. What would you do differently? Well, I can't tell you, but I know what I'd do differently and what I do differently. When I know that this path that I'm on, however thorny and messy, there's a way through, and it's going to create my best, highest development and greatest joy, well, then I'm all in every day. Even if I have to climb over broken glass and thistles and everything else, and this great big stained glass window behind me breaks and I'm stumbling around in the shards. Even with that, and I use that graphic imagery because sometimes life feels like that. Money doesn't work. Partners don't work. Things you thought were going to work out don't. Bust stuff busts, and you're all broken. And it's like, why? And you doubt yourself and God and the universe and friends and partners and everything else. If you knew. Now, one of the things I talked about in the book of Context and in Walking Without Fear is, what does it mean to know something? Well, you know something when you choose to believe it. It's really simple. Because you can see something demonstrated before your eyes and not believe it. And you can believe stuff you haven't seen. Now think about that. Knowing something is a choice to believe. That's it. I don't care if you've seen it or not. Knowing something is a choice to believe. Now, surrender means trust that there is a plan and a path, that all the thorns, no matter what they are pitfalls and struggles. There's a way through, and that this path is your highest development. When you choose to trust that, then peace follows. Peace of mind, peace of heart, peace of I'm just moving forward no matter what it looks like. Living in a place of peace all the time is possible, it's available, and it's how I help my clients and the people I work with create awesome things. Purpose, prosperity, joy, impact, cash, whatever word you want comes from being in that place. I'll see you tomorrow.